guys, this is Jessica and welcome back to the Retro Farmhouse. Today we're going to do a project that was inspired by the week's nest, and I wanted to just thank Nicole for sending some of you guys over here. Definitely go check out her channel, it's really awesome. We're going to be using this tin tray from the Dollar Tree. It does come in a pack of 2, and I'm using these leftover cardboard boxes that I had. Just taking the tops off of each one of them around all the sides, and then after that I'm going to take my hot glue to assemble these together. Now these tins come in a 2-pack, and what I'm doing here is I'm just measuring to see where my boxes are going to go and how much tin I need to use. And then I'm going to take my glue gun and glue each of these together to make one long rectangle. To hold my boxes together while I was allowing the glue to dry, I just used some clothespins. You can really use anything or just hold it with your fingers. But I'm applying a generous amount to the sides of the box because I want this to be one long rectangle. Now I'm going to apply some hot glue to the cracks just to hold this together really well. And then I'm going to place this on my tray, and I'm just going to kind of measure where the top is so that I know where to cut out. Now I ended up cutting a larger area than needed because, as you're going to see later, we're going to try to fold some of these edges in so that the sharp edges aren't going to cause any issues with, cutting or anything like that. So I'm just trimming around the edge of the outside of the tray, and then I'm going to take the corners and I'm kind of going to flatten those a little bit just so that I make this more of a flatter sheet. Now what I'm doing is I'm just taking my tray and I'm going to fold it around my box, and I'm going to take the top part and I'm going to fold that edge down. That's going to be the very top part of our box. You'll see that in a minute when I place that on here. Now I'm taking the tray and I'm going to place my side pieces on and just kind of measure that out where I need to cut that. Again, I'm going to cut this about 1 centimeter longer on each side and the top and bottom, just so that I have extra pieces to fold over. And again, when you're working with this stuff, I didn't need to use gloves, but just be aware that this aluminum is sharp, which is part of the reason for me folding down some of the edges. So just be careful when you're working with this. Here I'm just placing my side pieces on the side, so I need to know where to fold them in. I'm going to fold in both of the sides and then the top and the bottom, so that way we have more of a blunt edge and it's not sharp. Next, I'm going to wrap our bigger piece around the front and to the bottom. I didn't end up covering the back side because I didn't worry about this since it was hanging on the wall. Nobody was going to see that. So as you can see here, I'm kind of cutting some dog ear pieces out, and basically you're just going to wrap it like a package. I'm going to take my hot glue and apply this to the back side and start curling around my side pieces. And as I apply my side pieces, I'm just taking a generous amount of hot glue and pressing that on there so that it sticks really well. Now the top piece to your box, I'm just taking that and making some slits so that I can fold in the piece and glue it to the inside. So that makes our edge a very nice, neat presentation. Now I did have to end up cutting off some of the excess. When you're starting this, always cut more than you think you're gonna need because you obviously can't reapply it if you don't have it. So that's part of the reason that I made mine a little bit bigger than what I thought I would need it. Now I'm just taking my hot glue and I'm putting a lot on the sides, and I'm going to take our side pieces that we made and I'm going to glue those on and fold the tops around the top part. And I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue and put it in the crack there and hold it really good together so that those parts almost look seamless. And when we paint it here in a few minutes, you will definitely not even hardly be able to tell there's a seam. So now I'm going to start with the color Dark Granite from Apple Barrel, and I'm just going to take my sponge and dab this in a few places all over the sides, bottom, and front of this item. Next, I'm going to do the same thing with the Jet Black, except I'm not going to put this as much over. I just kind of dab this here and there just to give it a little bit more dimension. Keep in mind that I am applying these paints before the last one dries. You want it to be wet to blend well. Next, I'm using the white from Apple Barrel, and I'm just doing the same thing. I'm going to dot this on the front, the sides, the bottom. This just gives us a little bit more of the galvanized look that we're looking for. And lastly, I'm using Timeless Gray from Apple Barrel to apply all over. Now I'm taking this one a little bit more and I'm blending it in with the black and darker gray. And I'm trying to achieve a look, I don't really want the metal part, the shiny part shining through, so I'm just making sure I have good coverage with this. And if you need to, take some of the black or the dark granite and apply more if you need to. You'll see me do this a few times in this video just to get the desired look that you want. Do whatever you feel like you want it to look like. To create our age look, I'm taking my brown Oxide from Apple Barrel, and I'm just taking this in small areas on the edges, the corners, and just kind of blending that with my finger and the sponge. I'm also kind of making a few little streaks here and there wherever you want it to see where it's aged, that it looks like it's been sitting out in the rain for a long time. I also ended up taking some Mod Podge after this and applying this all over just to protect the paint job. And when I hung this up on the wall, I actually just used some thumbtacks pushed through the back. You can do this, or you can apply a little hanger on the back with some hot glue. And here's the result, guys. I paired this with some lamb's ear that I got from Walmart for $2 and some other plants that I had. This project only cost me $1 because I already had some of the paint on hand. If you don't and you're reusing something, it's probably only going to cost you about $3.50 for paints and the supplies. And I just think this turned out fantastic. I was kind of blown away by the results that I got from this. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Again, thank you so much to my new subscribers. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and also the notification button so you know when I'm uploading a new video. And I will see you guys again next time.